us. Twist and twist and twist and twist. If you know Volume 5's coming, you better get used to this move. And twist Volume 5 of Body Step. Hey, we should use this song for a step song.
Yeah. Oh my God, can you imagine? That would be torturous.
Yeah, I know. It would be kind of
Because it's
silly.
the same thing over and over and over again.
So if anybody on Facebook is having issues watching us, please join us on YouTube. The feed is better there.
Yes. Or join us in
TikTok
Zoom.
or in Zoom or in Instagram. We're everywhere.
Yes.
It's funny how Facebook recently has had that issue for us. It
Yeah,
doesn't
every
air
time we
well
go
when it's
live, it does not. It seems to be a little choppy or it cuts out, so people have a hard time hearing what we're saying. And
So hi everybody, I'm Nick.
And I'm Jean-Luc.
And we are the Wellness Warriors.
Yes, we are.
Sunday Campfire Chat.
And we have a third kitty.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I thought it was a she.
What's her name then?
Let's call her Lily.
Lily.
Lily. There we go.
That's the best
cat. That was easy. Done.
Done.
We both agree.
Done.
That's that's how quick. Connected. We've already had this discussion before.
So hopefully you guys are having a great week. We've had I still cannot believe we are November 21st.
Yeah, exactly.
And before they even begin the show, I do want to actually take a moment to sing happy birthday to my mom.
Yes.
It's her birthday today, as she's turning 82, and I think she should definitely be proud of being an 82-year-old woman. So I'm going to take 5 seconds, and I'm just going to sing happy birthday to mom real quick.
Go ahead.
Happy birthday to mom. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear mom. Happy birthday to you. Mwah. Bonne fête, maman. Je t'aime beaucoup. Happy birthday, mom.
That's awesome. Love it. So yes, today is your mom's birthday. 82.
82. And
No.
you know what? She's been through so many things, and she's a strong
Still.
woman. And to this day, she proves that, no matter what you are faced with, you can still keep going. You can still find things and be happy and make things work. So
Exactly.
we have a cat over here who's
Yes.
being a brat.
So we have guests.
We
tonight.
do.
We are continuing our Have You Met tour. So we'll introduce them.
We'll
We'll reintroduce them right now. So up first is Karen. Karen, who was our first ever. She was actually she knew about the whole
Using
series.
the term guinea pig.
Yeah.
That's so not a good term for Karen.
But she
for
was
anybody.
our first interview because we didn't know we were going to do with this series. She was like our first trial and worked, and we now have a ton of people here. So hi, Karen.
Nice
So
to see you.
Nice to see you. And then we also have Nicole, which was another interview we had. I think it was earlier this year, Nicole. I think it was.
I don't even remember.
I don't remember exactly the dates. I just remember Karen was first and Nisha was recent. Everybody else in between is jumbled. Everybody else is jumbled in between. And that's the thing too, is that some of you guys were recorded in a certain order, but we switched you out of order based on who was available for Sundays. So it's like some of you were actually filmed before the other one. So it was weird for us. So how's it going, Nicole?
Very well, thanks. How are you guys?
Doing good. And next we have Nisha. Nisha is, of course, someone we just interviewed recently. We're going to be talking about your contest you're in tonight, your video contest. So she's trying to get votes right now for a contest.
LimeWire.
So we'll talk about that as well tonight. And then we have Renny here with us.
Our international traveler.
Yeah, our international traveler all the way from the U.S. Actually, you're in the U.S. now, right, Renny?
You're home
okay,
now?
you're home
Okay.
now. You're home now, but he's been traveling. So we'll hear all about that as well tonight. We'll talk to each of them about how they've been doing since we interviewed them earlier this year. And all of it was earlier this year.
Definitely.
All the interviews we did last year were done at the beginning of the year, and then we aired them later on. And that's why we'll actually share this. I think we already did, but Have You Met is changing next year. We will no longer be doing interviews and then a live show. We'll actually be doing the interview live on the show in one condensed episode, because we felt that the separation made it too hard. And not just that, Nisha filmed in June and her video came out in October. It was like all the stuff she had talked about was no longer, like, some of the stuff didn't even matter. It's like, oh, that doesn't matter anymore. It's like, the summer's done.
It always matters, but the time in between just didn't feel right for us.
So we're going to be switching it up next year, and we're actually going to be having guests almost every week starting next year. Every week we're going to have different guests coming to join us because we like having people join us. We used to have people randomly speak up with us, but now we find by having these groups of people and having a conversation between all five of us today our 6 of us today. It'll be
And
great.
what's really cool is we're not only looking for people, we're not only bringing on people that have done a wellness journey, but any type of journey in their own way.
Well, you want to talk about
yeah,
one of them?
actually, we've invited our real estate agent who is deaf to be here on a Sunday night show for a Have You Met? So to talk about being deaf, being a real estate agent, what it's like to be a person with a disability in a hearing world.
Yeah.
So we really want to showcase other people and talk about their journeys, because journeys are so much more than just a weight loss journey.
Exactly. And
that is just a part of the journey.
And that's the thing we want to emphasize. Our Sunday shows will always be about wellness, but it's overall wellness, not just activity, food, but also the mindset. If you guys want to hear about our journeys, you know, how we talk about how we are doing in terms of weight loss, we now do that on Saturdays. So at Saturdays, we go live at around between 11 and noon on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, sharing our weigh-ins again live. We're actually getting on the scale now with all of you watching us live now. So if you want to see how we're doing, that's where you're going to watch that now. And then we're trying to streamline things, make things a little different. So enough about that. Let's start. Yeah, let's start. We have people to talk to.
Exactly.
So let's start with Renny.
He's the one who's like, blah, 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 blah. Renny, how are you? How was your trip?
Oh goodness, it was such a thrill to be able to go to someplace different besides my backyard.
So where did you go, if you don't mind telling everybody?
Oh, I flew to Venice, and from Venice, I was with a tour group, and we went on a bus down Croatia, went to Bosnia, and then the last 2 days we went back to Venice because we were flying out of Venice. So it was just absolutely magical. I love to travel because I really believe we're connected. I don't know if Arlene is on here, but Arlene and I have this belief, and I'm sure other folks do, that we were all connected. And I get a sense of that so much when I get to travel, that all of us have so much in common.
We do.
And
I love that. I love that you said that, Renny, because I think a lot of times we think we're so different, but yet there's so much of us that is so in common. The only things is we do think people do things differently. People look at things differently, but we're still the same. We're all human, right? That's the commonality.
We have the same basic needs.
Yeah.
And
we all have blood.
Wants, and yes, absolutely. And so it was really a wonderful time to recharge, to reflect. And
so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How was the new program in Europe? How did that work for you?
That was
curious.
Really interesting, because as an employee of WW, I've been actually living this program for about 6 weeks now.
Yep.
And so I knew about it, and all my colleagues were accusing me of jumping ship. So but I did not do that. I love this new program. And I think this program more than ever shows that you can put your own spin on this and make it tailored just to you and have phenomenal success.
Yeah, we said that too last week, Renny. We said the fact that they've actually made it even more so personalized, but yet it's the same program, but you're now personalizing it instead of them saying you fit in the green box, the blue box, the purple box.
You get to make your own box. Which
or you will eat liver once a week, and you will have fish 5 times a week. And some of us are old enough to remember that, And so anyway, it was I
almost gave him the finger.
You guys are young enough to be my children.
I almost did, but I caught
this.
Jean-Luc Farran.
I almost did. But I caught myself. I was like, you mean man.
See, when he's in trouble, I say his name in French. You just heard it there. You just heard it live there. When he's in trouble.
Thank you so much, Renny, for sharing that. And it's so true. Like, I love the fact that, you know what, it is a personal, but any journey that you're on is so personal. And I think it's so important that you make it your own and not try to copycat somebody else's journey.
Right. So I think that's what we get into trouble sometimes. Because,
definitely.
If I try to be like Jean-Luc, or if I try to be like Nick, I'm a big failure, because I can just be Renny. And we need to all embrace the wonderness of the uniqueness of ourselves. And
that's why, like, whenever people ask us in our group, when we do anything, they always ask us, I'm not WW, can I still be in here? It's like, yes. Like, we don't care what you're doing. If you found your niche, and your niche is I don't know, you're doing
The cabbage soup diet.
Cabbage soup diet.
And
that's
it
what
works for you.
When you love cabbage, it's your favorite. Then you know what? That's great.
As long as you're not telling everybody that's all they get to do.
Yes.
Not,
that's what we mean. We appreciate the breadth of information because there's so many things you can grab from different areas that can improve what you're doing yourself for your own journey. And so your formula is built possibly from keto, possibly from paleo, possibly from WW. You need to grab things from all these different areas to fix and create your own mathematical formula to be successful on this journey. And the formula changes because you change. So your equation always has to adapt because your body changes. So that equation here, the X becomes a bigger X. It's a 2X now because
there's
older,
mathematical Nick coming into play.
That's what it is. It
algebra. Here comes the algebra lesson from Nick.
That's how I see it anyways. That's the way I envision it, right? So we all have to appreciate that we're all different, but then also support each other because that's what the ingredient that's needed for every single formula is support and community. And that's why we do this. That's why we should do this with everybody.
Definitely.
I need to confess though, because you asked how did I like the new program while I was on vacation. And I've been a member of WW now for 21 years. And I must confess, for the first time in 21 years, I didn't follow anything. I thought, do you know what? I had not had pizza since pre-pandemic days, and I was going to eat pizza. Did you know there's no motor cars in Venice? Everything it's on foot. You walk on foot. So I had to eat gelato to keep my.
Of course, you need the energy.
Right. But I will tell you what I did do is that I knew I was coming back late Saturday night, and so Sunday, a week ago, was my first day back. So I had my whole meals planned for when I got back to get back into the groove.
Exactly. You get into the groove.
About. And I think you said it right there, Renny, is you said, I've been doing this for 21 years. We all have the foundation. We all know what we need to do. We just have to do it.
Exactly. And I decided for first time in 21 years, honestly, because I'm a trackaholic. I did not track. I lost all my streaks and everything.
You came to the Jean-Luc and Nick side.
The dark side.
Anyway, it was fine. It was just fine.
And you know what, Renny? That's what it's about. It's about taking your time. You knew what you were doing, and I'm pretty sure while you were there, you didn't throw caution to the wind. You were still going, I know a salad is there's a lot of vegetables, and I'll put the dressing on the side, and I'll have my lunch, and I know what I'm doing.
We are firm believers that tracking doesn't always happen on paper, but it happens in here without us even knowing. Mm-hmm. Because we know when we've gone over, and we don't only know it there, but we normally know it right here, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Thank you so much, Renny. So we'll come back because we have a discussion tonight. So someone was asking in chat what the word of the week is. The topic will be setbacks today. So if you hear the word setback, the word set or back, setbacks, separate together.
Or anything that has to do with the setback.
Yeah. Not a challenge, but a setback.
Yeah, falling off the wagon.
Yeah, you can use that as a water drinking. And of course, corn is always. So Karen's here, our first ever interviewee. I'm so glad to have you here. It's been a year now with you. So
it
was a year ago. We approached her and said, "Hey, we have an idea for a new series. Can you do our first interview?" She was like, "Yes, I'll do it. When is it?" And they're like, "January." She's like, "Okay, I'm coming."
That was exciting.
How's it going, Karen?
You look fabulous.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh, it's been. And it's funny though, because when you asked me to come back, I was like, I was here in January. We did the interview, I think November.
Yeah.
So it's really been 1 year.
Exactly.
Since the beginning. And I have to say, so much has happened this year. Good, bad, indifferent. I think for me, it's like self-discovery once again for myself. It's been, maybe I haven't really done much of an update. So for the first beginning of the year, I got close to goal. I was very, very close. And then I applied for this baking show. And that's where I started baking again. And I was kind of controlling my baking, controlling my weight. But, as I got closer and closer to sort of like the results of being in the tent.
Being in the tent? Did you just say being?
Almost. So for 4 months, I was getting calls. I was doing this and that and baking and working up my portfolio. And I saw the scale go up. I'm like, no, it'll be worth it if I can get in. And I even had one of those Zoom auditions where I was baking in front of producers for
And I know what show you're talking about. I know what show you're talking about too. No way! That would have been so cool. Like, I know her!
No. But then...
But the experience you got. So I don't know if you're allowed to say the name of the show or not, but...
I know, right? Because we're recording and we're all live.
Yeah. But
it was an amazing experience.
That's
it. But it also just changed that scale just a little bit, right? So at that point, and when I didn't get in the tent, being very close, like, thousands apply, but only maybe less than 30 actually get to that next step. So I wasn't the one of 5, or I wasn't the one of 10. I was the one of 30. And that went, oh my gosh, what's going to happen now? And then I got asked to participate in the WW pilot. So it kind of worked out, right?
That's awesome.
Everything happens for a reason.
But the funny thing is, because I had gained weight, I stopped in the pilot. So I know that I've been on this program since June, and I've stayed the same. I'm 13 pounds above goal. That is a blessing to me with all the stuff that's been happening in my life, with the kids on lockdown, me going into a new job and I wasn't asked to, buying a second house, health issues, getting into a car collision. My brain was just like, oh my goodness.
And you know what, Karen, you just said right there is about what this topic is tonight, setbacks. Because you're exactly what you're saying right there. What happened to you this year? You had setbacks, but you did your best not to let those setbacks destroy you entirely, because you're still here. You just said it. You're still trying. You said, I'm 13 from goal. You're not giving up. You're still going to do the best you can. And I think that's an important message to share, because that's why I love having these people come back. I won't lie, because a lot of people believe you get to lifetime and goal and it's easy after that.
Easy peasy.
It is not.
Like walking on
sunshine. It is not easy. It's very hard. It's like we're both 15, 20 pounds above goal. Like I'm looking at the camera tonight going, I can see all these different things I don't like.
Why you're always seeing Jean-Luc in black lately.
Yeah, because he doesn't like being on camera with colors, right? We all go through this, lifetimers.
I'm sparkling.
I love it. I'm so glad you're here, Karen. And when we talk about setbacks tonight, we will come back to some of your setbacks, because I think it's an important topic to dig deeper into. How do you brought yourself back? And that's one of the questions I'm going to ask tonight. So I want to make sure to come back to you on that point. Okay.
All right.
Who do you want to do next?
You pick.
I picked.
You've been doing good. You've been doing a good
job. Let's go. Okay. Pick a hand.
This one.
Okay. It's Nicole. This is Nisha. So I was like, that's Nicole. So go ahead, Nicole. Hi, Nicole. How's it going?
Good, guys. So for me, I don't know. Nothing's really changed since the last time that we spoke. I've just kind of been coasting along. It's not really exciting. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm struggling, but I'm coasting, definitely. I'm not really putting a whole lot of effort into it. So this new program is perfect for me at the perfect time.
Yeah.
I managed to maintain pretty much through COVID my weight, but
it's awesome.
I'm ready to get to my goal. Like I'm ready. I'm about 20 pounds away now, and it's time for me to start really digging deep. So this is perfect timing for this program.
Love it. Love it.
Because
I love that it's sharing, like you're allowed to coast. I think a lot of people think that that's a bad thing. You're allowed to hit the brakes. What we're trying to say is don't hit the reverse. Hit the brakes, don't hit the reverse, because reverse means go back to your old habits. Hit the brakes means, okay, maybe I won't go to run every day. Maybe I won't, maybe I'll have a few extra meals. I won't track this week because I'll just, I'll do what Renny did on vacation. I'll eat a lot of salads when I have to make sure I don't overeat on a pizza, right? You know what to do. That's why I love you saying that, Nicole, because it's all about the comeback. It's all about not just destroying the entire car. It's about taking the time to take care of the car, go to the oil shop, change, rotate the tires.
Sometimes you just want to put the car in the garage.
Yeah.
Right? Just you put a
Absolutely.
and I know that sounds funny, but it's that analogy of putting the car in the garage. It's a Lamborghini. And you don't want to overuse it, so you have the tarp over it, right? You take care of it. And sometimes that
you wash it.
But and I think the idea of just being part of your own life, though, because as much as you say, Nicole, that things you've been doing a lot. I see you and your family have been going on like Saturday excursions and doing all sorts of stuff. So look at your hands, how busy your hands have been as well with your lovely stones that you are making. So we want to talk about stuff like that with you as well. So we will be coming back with that. Thank you so much for sharing, Nicole.
Nisha, our most recent guest. Hello. So I think I want to talk about your contest with you as we start tonight, because we just talked about it earlier. And so can you explain to everyone what you're doing and then how they can help you?
So I am, first of all, again, to reintroduce myself. Yeah. My name is Nisha, and I am a very proud disability advocate. I am learning disabled, or another way to say it is learning disability. There's a big debate on whether you say person with a disability or person who is disabled, but I say it both ways.
I am a person with different abilities.
Yeah, that's another way to say it too. And it's funny, actually, saying the word disability, this just came to my mind the other day. I was thinking of the word disability because there's so much negative connotation surrounding that word. And I think if you take the word dis, which is the first half of the word, why don't you think of it as discovering your abilities in a different way?
Yeah.
Because because we have to, the disability community has to look at ways of getting a positive approach to it to be able to educate society on looking at it positive, like in a positive light. So
definitely.
The video contest that I'm part of is through an organization called Lime Connect, and it's all about rebranding, reshaping disability. It's a video contest put together where professionals and students with disabilities from Canada and the US, you write a written submission. And then once you get picked into the final round, you have to create a 3-minute video based on your written submission, which is and that's the other challenge, was a challenge for me, was to put together a 150-word written submission on how I'm rocking it as a professional with a disability. So I had to submit that. And then I had to think of, how do I do a 3-minute video? Last year, I did it with the help of a friend, but this year I put it out on Facebook to say, can somebody help me? Lo and behold, I have to say, and I don't know if she's here, but the only Antonetta said yes right away. And the challenge was this year was, the contest last year was in August. This year I'm back in school and it's in October. I've got like 10 days to put together a video that's going to really educate people. How do I do that? Well, I was so grateful, and it's so ironic. On Thanksgiving weekend, Antonetta came on the Sunday, and my idea was, I want to bring, I think everybody knows who Paul is. Paul is my boyfriend, and he is blind. I wanted him in that video in some way. Paul became the interviewer in my video, but everybody doesn't know that Paul is my boyfriend. It's funny, friends of mine are like, this is
right.
I didn't even realize that no one.
No, because I knew, so I was like, I just assumed.
And I used him for the purpose of saying that I just want to showcase that, disability acceptance is a part of who I am. And so I submitted the video and I'm up for a Viewer's Choice Award. So that's been happened. That's actually been a full-time job, I would say, in the last little while. As soon as the video was submitted, it was about like blasting it on social media. And again, thank you to Jean-Luc and Nick for saying yes right away to having me put it on the group multiple times. I put it on a body multiple times. I have used Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, you name it. And lo and behold, the contest closes tonight, midnight Pacific Standard Time. And it will be, as I say, it will be out of my hands after tonight. It's been anxiety,
Excitement.
There's been some anxiety surrounding the video and also surrounding the fact that I've had, some personal disability advocacy issues to deal with, and sorting that all out on top of continuing to be in person at school has kind of made November sort of an
stressful time,
an up and down month in terms of mood and
I think we're all on that roller coaster right now, to be honest. That November roller coaster, the emotional roller coaster of the month.
Absolutely. But I wanted to say, I feel like in the last month or so, I have discovered more than ever, and I want to keep going forward with this on the side of my full-time job. I want to help normalize difference, and in any way that I can, through my videos, through more speaking engagements, because I really feel
you need a TikTok channel, Nisha.
I really want to do it because I really feel like everybody in society has a role to play. And like Remy was saying, we're all connected. We may, disability or not, we all matter. We all,
everybody is important.
We just see things in a different way. Like Paul sees things, I always say he sees things the way I would want somebody who I'm dating to see me. He sees me from the inside first before the outside.
Love that. And I know Paul's going to be someone that we want to have on our show at some point. So
Nisha, for those people who haven't maybe seen your video, if you don't mind after the show posting it in the group again so
one
people
last
can
time.
see it. And then people...
I will post it one last time tonight, and please just send vibes.
And Nisha, if you want to post in the chat and the Zoom as well, there's people in chat asking, so post a link there as well.
You did not hear me say you could have more than one email address.
Jean-Luc.
Yeah.
I did not say that out loud.
If you have more than one email address, please vote. I should know the result in the next few days. My nerves are going to be on edge, but I'm so grateful. And I want to just say again, Jean-Luc and Nick, thank you for, it's not, I know, I've said this so many times, but thank you to both of you for what you do. And your interview, again, spearheaded me again to get back into feeling good about, speaking on platforms and educating people.
I love that. I love that.
It's so important. And you know what? Those whole nervousness, I'm sure you and Karen can talk about being nervous about waiting to find out results and figure out what's going on when you're waiting for a TV show or a contest to be finished. I can just imagine. So
I'm going to share something. We're going to talk about setbacks tonight. Like I said, that's our word of the week. And I want to share with you guys something. It's on screen now. I'm hoping you guys can see it. Nicole, can you see that on screen, what I'm sharing right now? Yeah. Okay. So this is a post I did 2 years ago. 2 years ago on this. Yeah, it's 2 years. 2019. So 2 years ago on this day, I had ran a few days before. I think we had done a body, and I had pushed myself extra hard to keep working out crazily, because that's how we used to work out back in the day. And I had hurt my foot. And I remember hurting myself at this point and how I felt at this point. So today we're actually going to talk about injuries. What happens when something happens that stops you dead cold in your journey? I know there's people watching right now tonight that are being setbacks. Patricia, Arlene, right? We have people here tonight that are going through different things that are happening in their lives. Some people are going through hardships at home. Family members are going through things. You're taking care of your loved one. The things happen. So tonight we want to talk about that topic because I think a lot of us are going are going, whoa, that was weird, are going through it.
Frog in his throat.
Yeah, frog in my throat. A lot of us are going through it. And I kind of want to go back to talking to you, Karen, because I think you kind of touched on your year and how you said you had some setbacks. You had a car accident, you had things happen to you. So I kind of want to ask you, what? Oh, I kind of want to ask you, I thought you wanted to say something. I kind of want to ask you, how did you get yourself back in the game? How did you get yourself from those moments? When that car accident happened, a lot of people, when that happens, that kind of situation, I know we've been through a few times, it's usually triggers, I want food, give me the biggest piece of whatever I want. And that needs to dry because I cry when I get in a car accident. If we have a car crash together, I'll just cry. That's just the way I do it. But yeah, Karen, what do you think?
Yeah, it was interesting when it happened because I felt like prior to this incident happening just recently, I had to move departments from work, and I was like, oh man, why am I chosen to do this, right? I had no choice. And it was a learning curve. And then I was always rushing to work or being late for work because I just wasn't having my heart in it. I was putting a pity party on myself. And being rushed for work, I realized, and that's when the incident happened where I got hit. From that, I went, okay, this is it. Changes have to happen. And I've been sort of dealing with that. I ended up having to I wanted to talk to someone that was outside my family and saying, okay, you know what, this is sort of like, I have to kind of make things still. I have to slow things down. And I need to know what can I accept or what can I move forward on. And it was really interesting because like my work kind of covers a couple of sessions, and I never did that because I don't know if I felt kind of sheepish about it or whether or not I was like, oh, I'm going to be able to deal with this on my own. And, and I went, there was too much happening in this world right now. And I said, I need to talk to someone. And it was interesting because after a few chats with someone to speak to, whether or not I can accept it or move on, so much has happened with regards to accepting where I am right now. And I'm not just talking about weight. I'm talking about a new life. I'm talking about the situation that's happening with COVID and the pandemic. The way I was dealing with it was in the beginning of the year, I'm going to rush through it. I'm going to go harder and harder and harder. And lately, after like health issues, I was like breaking out in rashes and hives and eczema that I never had since I was a child. Right. It was obviously something happening internally. I went through a dietitian. She didn't know I was on the new program, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, what you're doing is great. You're taking care of yourself. You're taking, you're getting sleep, you're getting exercise." I lessened my Zumba and did more walks out in nature. And honest to goodness, like just taking a step back. It's not a setback. It's a step back, but moving forward at the same time in a different way.
I love what you just shared there. Awesome. And that's exactly why I want to go back to my foot, because you want to say why, like, go ahead.
Well, I just want to say that was exactly what I was hoping you would say, yeah. Karen. The fact that why do we think a setback is a negative thing? Why do we think that these things happen to us
for a reason?
And what you just said, Karen, is we're all gung-ho. We're all doing things. We're naturally, the harder you push, the more you're more likely able to hurt yourself as well, right? Mm-hmm. So finding that balance and finding where you need to balance things out.
That foot picture, still following that foot picture for another year, Jean-Luc and I still worked out like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
We switched about in May this year. Remember, we told you guys we're switching our watches. We're going to half our calorie ring because when it was, we told you, we explained to you guys when if we wake up on a day that we don't do anything and we wake up late, if you don't have our ring, I'm not get 1,000. Might as well just sit down and eat chips and watch TV anyways. I'm not going to get my ring today. That was our mentality because we could never always achieve it. Instead, we'll do 500 every day. We can do that easily. And if we don't, we just have to get up and go for a walk, get that 500 no matter what. How many days have we done in a row?
Almost, we're at 200 and something days of getting our activity rings in a row. And it's 600 calories.
See the difference there in mindset, guys? 200 days, how proud we are of getting 200 days. Back in the day, we could barely get 6. because we could never get that full 1,000 all the time because it was too
Because
much.
we were expecting so much of ourselves.
Exactly. And sometimes you need to reduce those expectations. Say, I'll try to do the minimum today. The minimum is what I'll try to achieve. And if I surpass that, celebrate that surpass. Oh, hi, Keikos. So celebrate the surpassing. We have a guest. Celebrate when you surpass that goal you set for yourself, but don't set something for yourself that's so lofty. We always talk about, like, running for me is an example. I always push myself to run, but I always hurt myself when I run. And so I've had to realize that maybe running is not for me. But what I've also realized is when we ran in Stouffville this on Thanksgiving on a track, it was amazing.
I loved it.
I had no pain. The ground was cushy. It was great. So I'm like, maybe someday I'll run on a track instead.
And why does it need to be, I'm going to run a 5K or I'm going to run a marathon or I'm going to do that? Why can't it be, I'm just going to go run for 10 minutes?
Yep.
Just 10 minutes, right?
You have, my base, I just wanted to add to that was like my base is if I can do 30 minutes walking outdoors in the sun or sunshine, whatever weather, that was my goal. And it's interesting because my coworkers will join me. They're like, where are you going? I'm going my walk. You want to come? We chit chat outside and we have that support for each other. So it was like, doing something for myself was fun, but also sharing that with someone else where 30 minutes was enough to help them. And it's also helping me because I'm just getting out there. And if I could do 30 minutes, rain, snow, like I've been doing that since September every day on my lunch, and everyone knows where I'm going. And getting that vitamin D, it's just so good right now, especially we're going to this new season where some people may be affected by the change in weather and sun. Getting out there on my lunch is what I have to do to stay centered on this journey.
And one other thing you did say, Karen, and I'm so proud of you for doing, is saying I needed to talk to someone who wasn't in my family and getting the help that you needed to get in order to speak it out loud and talk to someone who can be that
connected,
neutral bystander to provide you with other perspectives. Right?
I think what happens is sometimes people think therapy is like, oh, I'm going to talk about secrets. But the thing is that the person you're talking to does not know all the baggage that you have going on in your head.
Yeah.
You're coming to them with your problems, but they don't know everything else. So they'll give you solutions sometimes that you never even thought of because you're so ingrained in the back of what you're actually been going through your entire life that you can't even think of that solution. And that's what therapy is about. It's about digging and finding out about yourself and discovering some things that you didn't even know were there.
And you wanted to add something there, Renny?
Yes, please. One thing I think a lot of us get caught up with and have done in the past is this all or nothing thinking. We have an on switch and an off switch. Well, I'm on program or I'm off program. And this is, I think what I'm finding is what's really important is to establish some sort of balance. And sometimes we might think, well, I can only walk 5 minutes today, or I can only walk 10 minutes today. We don't know, and none of us knows the ripple effect of teeny tiny actions, and this goes beyond even program. Maybe the person that you smile and say hello or good morning, maybe that's keeping them from jumping out of a window. You don't know. Just the smallest of things can reap big results. We just don't realize that.
Well, it's funny that you say that because that's a perfect segue, Renny, to something I'm going to bring up right here. I want Nicole to explain
how this happened.
Where you came up with this amazing idea and the fact that, I don't know if all of you have seen these, Nicole paints these by hand. The details on these stones.
And they've gotten only better. We've seen some of the more recent ones.
And like,
it's like
we're mind blown by the skill that you have. So tell us what happened. Where did this come from? What did this idea stem from?
Well, thank you guys. That's very sweet of you too. I still get overwhelmed that people like them. Like,
you know what, Nicole? We still get overwhelmed that people want to watch us. So you get the feeling now. That's the feeling. That's the feeling.
That's where it is. So that actually came from my setback. I in March, I had a surgery. I needed to have a cyst removed from my liver. Everything was cool, but I was in a rut. Like I couldn't exercise. I couldn't do anything. And I knew that I was sliding. I knew that I was going down this horrible, horrible pit, and I needed something. And I watched you guys one night, and I don't even remember exactly what you said, but it was something along the lines of just distract yourself, find something else to do, stop that nighttime snacking, find something else to do. And so I started this in March, in about March, just painting these rocks. I saw it on a YouTube video and I thought, let me give it a try. So I started trying these mandalas on stones, and it's absolutely amazing to me still. It's like a meditation almost for me. I go into like, it's pure joy when
Serenity? Pure serenity?
Serenity, which is hence why I named them Serenity Stones.
Segue.
But it's absolute peace for me, and it calms me, it settles my mind. I'm not worried about anything else because I am so focused on the pattern and the design and the color choices and everything. And so I started just giving them out to people, but you know, there's only so many that your family wants, right?
Yeah. There's like you go to your mom's, I have a cupboard now, darling. I have enough.
Yeah. Enough of the stones, Nick. So I then started, you know what? A friend of mine said, these are gorgeous, which like blows my mind. And she said, sell them, see if anybody will buy them. And so I have started my own little business doing this. And it's absolutely crazy to me that turned into this. And I am
so
busy.
I want to, as you go back even more than this, Jean-Luc and Nick, when we were on our journey trying to find a way to keep our weight off, decided to do a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel led to where we're at today. Because we shared, you decided then to start your own business doing these stones, which is something you never would have thought of. Share your stories. Share what you're doing. Don't be afraid of telling people what you're doing, because you never know who you might change, whose life you might change.
It's like what Renny said, the smile that we give that stranger on the side of the road, on the street when you're walking by. What Karen said earlier, saying, my coworkers now come walk with me because I said I go out for a walk. So they no longer it's not keeping things hidden. We shouldn't be ashamed of what we're doing.
We're trying to be healthy.
We shouldn't be
trying to do the best
afraid
for
of
ourselves.
talking about it. Like, we should be shouting it from the rooftop, saying, I'm trying to make the healthiest choices I possibly can. And I'm trying to live the healthiest life I possibly can.
Yeah.
And I think cool, because Karen, your cake decorating kind of stemmed in the same thing, where you were like, when you started decorating cakes, it was a passion of yours. You're like, oh my goodness, this is something new that I discovered. And if none of you have seen Karen's cakes are beautiful. Go on Facebook to see her
Instagram.
Your Instagram has all your cakes on it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
So someone in chat was asking, Leslie was asking Nicole, where can they find your stones if they want to buy one? Did they just find you on Instagram, or how would they find you?
Serenity Stones 50 on Facebook.
There you go.
That's where you can find me. I can do a little post if you guys don't mind.
Yeah,
of course,
go right ahead.
Of course.
Go right
and
ahead.
actually, that's something new that we're actually going to be coming out on our website. We're actually going to be asking people who do have small businesses who want to promote themselves. There'll be an actual members page with small businesses where you can promote your businesses, your cake decorating, your stones. And so our members can actually reach out to you and find all of your info. So that's coming soon. Coming soon.
Ish. It's on the list. It's on the list of things, like the store with the book with like, it's a long list. Yes.
Talking about the store. Look at this.
And this one.
Oh my goodness.
There are sayings finally, and they even say Jean-Luc and Nick on them.
So we're still working on them. This is the first prototype we ordered. We actually wanted to test the material out and see what it felt like.
Amazing material.
We have to change
really
we have to make a few changes, but the story is coming. We probably won't come out this year. Like, to be completely honest, I don't think we'll get it out for this year. We're okay. We're gonna miss the Christmas rush. whatever. We want to do it right. So we don't want to do it cheap and wrong and incorrect. So we're trying to do the right thing, making sure it's right the first time. So it's coming, guys. We're working on it.
And it's those things. It's these little things too. I never realized, guys, like I sat down and I'm the one that created these t-shirts. I'm the one that like asked for our sayings because I don't remember.
I just walked up and said, why don't you add a bunch of Monday? He had Monday at first. I said, why don't you add a bunch of Mondays? He's like, oh, and then he started changing it. So he made the original design.
It's those little things that I never thought I liked to do that I like doing. Like your stones, your cakes. I love creating TikTok videos. Like, so find those little things to distract yourself from your setbacks.
Exactly. That's the piece that we're trying to share. Use your hobbies, things you love. Don't think of anything as oh, this will never turn out like that. Don't even worry about what it turns into.
No.
Just worry about something you enjoy doing that you can do. That
if it's just doing a puzzle.
And if that ends up being something in the future, you end up become mere, wow, wonderful, so be it. But if it doesn't, it's still something to distract you, to make you have fun and enjoy yourself, right?
So in other words, Nisha.
Yes.
We saw how amazing your line. I've watched the video twice, actually, probably 3 times now that I think about it. And honestly, you have such a way with words. You speak so eloquently, and you are very captivating. Everybody says that when you say something, people are so like, maybe that's a hobby that you never thought you would have. But I would definitely suggest you creating something, talking to people.
We told Casey and Joe, create your Facebook group to share your journey. And right now, if you're in their group right now, they've been running challenges all month, daily, posting how they're doing their meals, and they're using that tool to help themselves move forward because they understand having that Facebook group for them is something.
And if I'm not mistaken, they're not WW members right now.
No, they're not right now.
They're not, but they're living the life.
Life.
They're trying to live the lifestyle.
Exactly.
They're living a journey lifestyle.
Exactly. So if that's something you think you want to do, like I would love to share what I'm doing. Create yourself a private group and invite people only you want in there, and then share your journey with them. Become an accountability group for that. You can do so many things to create a support group for yourself. It could be something that's easy as creating a Instagram account and sharing your meals and getting people to say, wow, those meals are beautiful. It can be anything out there that you enjoy doing. I didn't even know I was a good photographer. Like the magic balcony is like, it's
just the balcony. It's not really him.
Okay. It's the balcony.
You know what's funny is like my setback was I had a blog and I wrote and at the beginning I was very motivated when it first came out, like whatever came to me, I started writing and I would share it on Facebook. And again, I almost felt like it was like I was educating my friends, just the small community. And I was like, how do I get bigger? I'm not getting bigger. This is getting very frustrating to me. I'm just writing over and over again. I tried, like, even when sharing my video, I was talking to a friend the other day and I was like, how am I not getting any hits on YouTube or Twitter? No, sorry,
it's tough.
Instagram.
It's tough. Like when we were starting, it's not easy. It's very hard.
I want to do that, but I think I also need to build that setback for me of like, no matter what I do, knowing that I'm at least reaching one person.
And that's it, Nisha, right there. You said it right there. The outcome is not what you're trying. You can't look at the outcome as what you're going to do for other people. You have to look, what's the outcome for me? And so, like, we're perfect examples. When things aren't going a certain way, we make changes, right? Like
we remodel.
Like right now, like we're shifting gears constantly. We just shared it earlier tonight. Our Have You Met is changing. We're also like Jean-Luc is going to be doing more TikTok stuff. We're doing something in December with TikTok, 25 days of TikTok with Jean-Luc and Nick until Christmas. So we're doing stuff that are making us happy and enjoyment. We still have our YouTube channel, but we've put it on back burner right now because it's become more of a job instead of enjoyment. So we said, okay, let's take a break from that. We've been releasing videos every single day, every single week for the entire year. Let's take a break. We'll come back to it when it becomes fun again. And so now we're shifting gears, doing something else. We're still doing our social media. We're still here talking with you guys, sharing everything. We're just shifting and changing because it's what we need in order to be able to succeed on our journeys, right?
And I honestly don't think I think what happens again is that whole idea of we think change is bad. We think once you change something, you can't change it back, right? No.
And I think that, like, change and then creating happiness. Like I was talking to Paul about this because he's actually doing, I think I told you guys, I'm so proud of him. He just finished the NLP part of life coaching and he just started the happiness thing. And we were talking about this and I was talking about how am I going to feel the next few days while I'm waiting for the outcome of the contest? And how am I going to feel if it doesn't go the way that I want it to go?
Right.
And he said, like, your happiness doesn't depend on the results.
Exactly.
And it's like, it's not, it's not materialistic. It's what you've done with the video, how what you felt with this video, and how much you've spread, you worked hard at educating others. So I think I really, really need to sit back and really focus on, just taking the next few days to take a deep breath and say, I can be grateful no matter the outcome.
Well, Nisha, what you just said just really resonated with me. With the fact is, what I achieve, what the results, I can still be happy with the results no matter what the results are.
Yeah.
Apply that to our wellness and our weight journey. That mentality to the wellness and weight journey is huge. Why is it that we focus on a number on a scale? Why do we make that the most important part of the journey when it's not? Everything else that we do as a part of the journey is the most important part of the journey. Everything.
Absolutely. Can I just add one more thing from my interview with Antonetta? I don't know if people caught my interview with her. One of the things she said to me at the end was, what would you go back and tell your 16-year-old self? Because I talked about how much I struggled in high school, how different my life was, how I felt about who I was. And the sentence that came out of my mouth was, don't give up because you're worth it.
That's for every single person in this room tonight and watching all across everywhere. Everyone is worth it.
We're all worth it.
We're all worth it.
We all are.
We're all valid. We're all important. And we should all feel that way.
I will say this myself, if I, at the beginning of the pandemic, would have put on the weight that I did just recently, I don't think my mind would have been in the same place I am now.
Yeah.
I am at 190 some odd pounds right now, but I'm not distressed. I'm not fighting myself by saying, oh my God, I can't believe how terrible I am. I can't believe that
That's not going to help.
I'm gaining weight.
It's not going to help. Saying those things or being nice to yourself are the same thing.
Yeah.
You're talking to yourself. So why not say nice things and try to encourage yourself instead of saying the negative things?
I gave a friend a piece of advice just the other day because they were struggling. And I said, take that person and talk to yourself and pretend that person is coming to you with the exact same issues that you have.
And talk to yourself that way.
Talk to them as if they were a friend, not as if they were you, but as if they were a friend. Talk to them about how you are, how you are dealing with your setbacks, how you deal with your setbacks. What have you done before? Because guess what? We all have done it.
What I think would be really interesting if we could develop an additive to the WW program so that every time we said something negative to ourselves,
we lost a point.
You lost points.
Yeah.
I love that concept.
I'm beautiful. No, please don't. I was wrong. Didn't mean it. I'm trying to negate it
perfectly. I am not a mistake.
Yeah.
I ought to be able to add points for that.
Yeah.
Well,
you know what? Why don't we? Why don't we start tallying up the amount of times we are nice to ourselves and mark it? If we could journal our foods and everything we eat, why are we not journaling what we do for ourselves that is good? Put it down, put a little X, get a sticker. I remember once somebody, I don't remember exactly, when we were going to a lot of workshops, someone got a calendar and they said, I love stickers. So they gave themselves a sticker for little things they accomplished throughout their day. Why don't we do that? Live like a child. A child gets excited for the smallest little things. we need to get excited for these small little accomplishments and these small little things.
So on that note, I want to thank all 4 of you for, first of all, doing the first interviews with us,
Yes.
doing a live show with us, and then coming back again to do this again with us.
Thanks for putting up with us.
And like, we appreciate wholeheartedly. We love you guys sharing where you're at and things that are happening. If you have anything you want to share in terms of, links, things like that, please go in our group. Like Nisha, if you want to share your blog, go in our group, share your blog, share your Instagrams. People probably want to follow you guys. So just go in the group, share your information so that people can follow how you guys are doing on your journeys. Because you know what? Being followed on these platforms helps with your journey.
Accountability.
It helps, believe me. So thank all of you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Love you
Love
guys.
you guys. Okay, so I'm going to remove the spotlights and we're going to start talking about a few things.
Yeah,
so we have a bit of catch up. So first of all, after the show on Zoom, please stay behind because
the after show.
The room will stay open. Arlene's going to be staying tonight to become the host. So she'll stay behind with anybody who wants to chat after, so you guys can stay behind. We also want to talk about we had visits this week. We had visits from Heather, Charlotte, and Terry Lynn. We got some gifts too.
Look at what we got. This is from.
So Lynn Bordage sent
got
us. These are cat.
They're advent calendars with cat treats in them. How
Cake Coast and Sava
adorable.
get to have a treat a day.
You want a treat?
He doesn't care right now.
He's like, whatever.
Sweet. And then,
I think we got more excited than they
and then
did.
Terry Lynn gave us like these oils as well. We don't expect gifts, guys. Like, we're completely thankful for these things. Like, it's not something that we expect, but thank you so much for anything you guys give us. Like, we're always forever grateful for everything you guys do for us.
And then how funny is this? I think she knows that we like popcorn.
Yeah, I think she knows we like popcorn.
I think she knows we like popcorn.
We're very excited about this
I
one.
can't wait to try the
I want the blue
ladyfinger
one.
popcorn.
I want the blue one.
Because I heard it's long. It's like a length.
So we had guests. They got to try out the Magic Balcony, which is our balcony with the pictures. It's been dubbed the Magic Balcony now. We did the fundraiser $1 Million Smiles.
We did the $1 Million Smile fundraiser yesterday with Antonetta and Sandra DiDomenico. It was amazing. We've already raised for one playground.
Yeah,
close to 2 playgrounds are fully funded. One for sure, but almost the second one is fully funded. And we're so excited about this. We've actually decided to create an additional fundraiser, but this fundraiser is a little bit different. It's exactly almost similar to what we did last year. You remember last year we decided to do an Epicure fundraiser.
Well, let's explain the full story.
Definitely.
Last year we said we want
Epicure products, but we do not want any of the hostess gifts.
So how do we make that happen?
How does that work?
So we reached our friend Laura, who had done a video for us. Like, Laura, is there a way we could do a fundraiser with Epicure? She's like, sure. And you know what? I'll even make it even better. I'll actually include my commission for the
I'll
food
donate
bank.
my commission to the food bank.
So last year we did it.
We donated $750 worth of her commission to the food bank
plus food.
Like there is almost $600, like a good $600 of like food for the food bank. So we were in awe. Like we gave them almost $1,300.
And so we're doing it again.
But
so
this year it's a little different.
Yeah. So at 8:00 in 3 minutes, the links will go live everywhere on all our socials. We are doing you can shop from the US and Canada for Epicure products. So products, if you already buy those products and you want to help a charity, then just go buy stuff and you're going to be able to help. And what are we doing this year?
What ends up happening is all of the hostess gifts again are going to be donated to our local food bank here in Markham and North York Food Harvest. And then there is a charity that we're in the process of looking for in the US as well.
Yes. Thanks, Jerry.
Lara is now donating all of her commission to $1 Million Smiles
as well.
So we are definitely looking forward to making sure that we can help out these children who are in critical need of having feeling normal. Like Nisha said, making their lives feel normal. So hopefully we know we will do it. We're really looking forward to it. Also, the cool part about this is people are going to be building are being picked to build these playgrounds in their backyards. And we'll actually be there building with you. So
yes. So you get to come build. You can teach me how. I was explaining the $1 Million drive that I don't know. $1 Million Smiles.
I was going to make a really bad joke.
And so I was like, you'll have to hand me a hammer, explain which one it is, because I really don't know tools. Like he tells me sometimes, go get the Phillips head. I'm like, what is that? A wrench? Like I don't know any of these things. So you can come teach me how to use tools.
It's the star step.
The
That's
star
the Philip.
stand.
That's the Phillips.
Oh, it is.
Yes, the star. Phillips
maybe.
is star.
I won't remember
Square. If I ask you for a square-headed screwdriver and you bring me something other than a square, I'd be really worried.
that. Well, I'm not. Don't quote me on. I'm not good with tools.
So again, another thing we just want to remind you guys is our Power 3 retreat coming in January, which is January 6th, 7th, and 8th.
7th, 8th, and
8th, and 9th. I apologize. 7th, 8th, and 9th. We're definitely looking forward to it. We're super, super, super excited about that.
The sale tickets will be coming out shortly.
Yeah,
We're actually
like in a
working.
week or so.
We're working on a website.
Yes.
So there's going to be an actual URL and everything with the beautiful. We actually showcased it tonight to Rosie and Kim, and it was very beautiful. So wait till you see it. It looks amazing.
It's so pretty.
It's so pretty. We can't wait for you guys to see it next week.
Very pretty. Very,
yes.
very pretty.
So see, Rosie saw it. It's very pretty. So that's coming out soon. So we can't wait. The retreat again next year. Next week, our guests are
our very last reunion of the Have You Met series.
Yes.
So we have our lovely guests next week, Arlene, Carol, the Walking Queen, and Kevin and Ashley. And I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. It's Arlene's birthday next weekend.
Exactly.
Woo-hoo! So we're
Happy
here
birthday.
celebrating Arlene's birthday live on the show, which is going to be super excited.
Don't forget about the Body Holiday Party. That's on December 3rd.
Yep.
You can do the in-person or the Zoom option. So there's actually a virtual version of the holiday party. If you're out of town, you want to join in the festivities, your $10 is going towards $1 million smiles is being donated. And you get to join us on Zoom that night.
We're
hosting the Zoom. So
we'll
be interviewing people in the room, and you guys will interact with everyone. So it'll be a lot of fun.
A scavenger hunt. You'll make us run around.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, exactly. And then Rosie's blog comes out tomorrow, so please go check that out on jeanlucandnick.com. She's blog posting every Monday.
She's blogging for us now.
So go check that out tomorrow. And then next on December 5th.
Yes, December 5th, fingers crossed, because Jean-Luc and Nick will be on location.
Yes.
So fingers crossed that we have
works.
Access. But we have our lovely Leslie Clowder, who is going to be joining us, who is a life coach.
And we'll be talking about us. We're starting school next week. Next Wednesday is our first class.
No, this Wednesday.
This Wednesday.
Coming up
right here.
A couple of days.
Yeah, we're going to be in class for 2 hours.
I wasn't a good student.
I was. So I'm kind of like worried. I'm like, did I get my rusty?
I'm going to cheat. I'm not. I won't.
You can't cheat on my notes.
How can I cheat?
Then on December 12th, we have Bill Hook and Hetty, his wife, joining us, which we're very excited. Bill, of course, doing our blog as well on our website, jeanlucandnick.com.
And then we also have coming December 18th, Cook What You Got. So we will be live in our kitchen with Kim and lovely Rosie.
In here. You'll be here
with us.
Yeah.
And we will be making holiday appetizers with some funky ingredients that you guys vote.
You guys in Zoom will be voting on ingredients we have to add on the fly to our meals, and Rosie and Kim will be tasting what we make. So it'll be a whole fun night. It'll be on Saturday.
It'll be a vegan option.
Kim is going to share her fun facts like she always does. We'll probably sing some Christmas carols.
Definitely.
It'll be a great night. So December 18th, if you can join us, it'll be at, I think, around 6 o'clock. That'll be starting. It'll be a longer show because it takes a long time. Last year we tried to fit in an hour. It won't work this time. We're just going to be long. Just letting you guys know it's going to be a long show.
I'll be bringing some special ingredients to make it fun for you as well.
Oh, great. I hope I can
just progressively get loaded. No, I don't.
Definitely.
And then we also have on the following night, we have Antonetta and Kieran that are going to be joining us on December 19th to talk about the actual retreat.
And then in January, we will have guests every week. So we are working on a lineup right now, guests, and some of you have already been reached out to. So there's some people in the room right now that already know they've been emailed.
Yeah.
Some people have not yet because I'm working on January 1st. And then I have 2 people I've emailed and I'm trying to figure out dates, and I'll work on February and March. And so you'll get emails, everybody. It's definitely takes time to schedule all these things.
I just hope you all have a fantastic week. We are actually heading off to Sudbury for the weekend.
What are we doing next weekend?
Because it's Christmas for us.
Yay!
We're celebrating Christmas with our niece and nephew next weekend. So we will be back Sunday night, every Sunday here live on
7 p.m.
Facebook and YouTube and Instagram
and
TikTok. Hopefully you have a great week, everybody. Remember,
love yourself.
You are important. You are number one.
And
Don't
setbacks.
let anybody else tell you any different.
And setbacks aren't the end. Keep trying, keep going.
Setbacks are the new beginning.
Exactly. Bye, everybody.